Hello, you guys. Today I am going to be reviewing Equal 4. So, I'm going to go to, I'm going to review just the part 1 and part 2 only, because those are the only two episodes about them that have the most attention about the Equal 4. And then I'm going to go to the other, and then after that I'm going to go to the other episodes that the creators just reject them, left them out, and only gave Sugar Belle the thing that was unnecessary. So we're gonna go to part 1, that first episode of season 5. So it starts off with these villagers, including Sugar Belle, Night Glider, Double Diamond, and Party Favor, all smiling like this. Like, something like that. For no reason. The main six had no idea why they're doing this. They had no idea. They had no idea why the map sent them there. It was just them smiling, having nothing in the village. Everything is just poor. They don't know the backstory yet. But when they got there, everyone started saying, "Welcome, welcome, welcome." Like, you wouldn't want that, would you? That's creepy. You wouldn't want anybody start telling you welcome. So, Double Diamond greets himself with Party Favor, and then the main six is welcoming themselves, like they're greeting themselves to them. But unfortunately, they noticed their unique cutie marks. They noticed their cutie marks that look different than theirs because all their cutie marks are the same. They're equal sign cutie marks. And that's the thing for them that they wish to have again. And that's sad. I think these are one of the saddest stories I've ever heard of. Because they became cults under controlled by someone who wasn't really a cult because her cutie mark was not actually an equal sign. But they had these equal sign, but since they had these equal signs and they're looking at a unique cutie mark, they're looking at them and I think they're trying to play this role of Starlight Glimmer to take those cutie marks away and replace them with those equal signs like all the others. So Double Diamond takes them to Starlight Glimmer, and Starlight Glimmer does the same thing, even though she is hiding her actual cutie mark. So she looks at them like she looks at Twilight as the princess. She knew she was a princess. She knew, like, she was setting this up. She was setting up the map to signal them to get them to the village, so that way she could have her equal friends lure them into the cave to take their cutie marks away. That's what she was planning to do. But first, before she was able to do that, she was giving out a song. A song. The song was bad. It was like Jews getting under control by Nazis. And like the background music, the way it was like played, it sounded like something you would hear in World War II, where all these Jews are in these fences and doing work and stuff that they're not supposed to, that was wrong. And but the song about was that everything is equal, they're smiling, everyone's nice, there's no danger, and what Starlight Glimmer had said, and including the song, is that anything that's associated with uniqueness or the friendship that the main six and everybody in Ponyville, Kennerlot, everywhere else, other regions know about, instead of the edge of the world of My Little Pony. Anything like that is what they think is like a mind of an ego, like thinking that that's superior, thinking that's way different than because and the reason why they're saying that is because since everyone's equal, they cannot be higher than that. Even though the fact is that Starlight Glimmer is superior. She was superior to them. She was never equal. She was behaving like them, not actual. So there was a reason why she was doing this, but that's not relevant to this. That's relevant to something at the end of season 5. So after the song, they were telling them to like give up their cutie marks so they can replace them with their equal signs. And Rainbow Dash is like, no, you're not going to take away our cutie marks. And after Pinkie Pie and everyone else was like disliking this, everyone except for Fluttershy was disliking all this. Fluttershy was like, guys, don't be rude. I think they're all nice. They all seem nice, and I don't think there's any danger. And Twilight's like, well, I guess we must be misunderstanding. I guess you guys don't need help after all. I guess the map must have sent us here for nothing. And then Starlight Glimmer was just accepting it. She was okay with this, probably pretending. Because she had a plan. And then that's where we get to the next subject about them, like where she gets to take them. She takes them to like a picnic table where, well, no, like a lunch table, I would say, where Sugar Belle works at, making these terrible muffins. So their plan was to have this princess act just like them, like that way Sugar Belle could have more power than Twilight Sparkle as a princess. So, what they had Double Diamond sitting there, reading a newspaper, pretending to read a newspaper, while Sugar Belle was over there giving them asking them for some muffins, like only making terrible muffins. That's the only thing on that menu. So, she was asking them about if they want muffins, and they said yes. So, everyone was watching them. Everyone was watching closely attention to them, trying to find out, try to see, what they're up to, what they say that is not associated with, their equality. And they pay close attention to, they're whispering, probably whispering. I think they were listening to the main six whispering as well, because they were Twilight was like, I think we're here just so we can give them their cutie marks back, or try to help them. That's what they were trying to do. But then Fluttershy was not agreeing to what her friends were saying. Because she still believes that they're nice, that there's nothing wrong. And then she thought that they were sweet. But they still disagree with Fluttershy. They wanted to have this idea to fix this thing, whatever the map has sent them for, just so they can go back home. And they wanted to find out what's going on and find out what Sugar Belle is up to, is what she's doing, just so they could go home after fixing this. You get what I'm saying. So, what happened is that, Sugar Belle, when she offered them some muffins, she was like, y'all have different opinions. And you all had agreed, you all had disagreed, and now you guys agreed again, or you guys had disagreed and then you guys agreed, and then Rarity's like, we have different opinions, darling, and she's like, I think that is bad, I believe, because Starlight Glimmer taught us that any different opinions is bad and superior, and is not equal. So due to this, Double Diamond was getting ready to have his plan for the main six. He was acting like that he is not no, what he doesn't know, what he knows about is that he's part of this thing, like he's getting ready to have the main six lure them into the cave to get their cutie marks taken. But what he does not know is that his friends Sugarbell, Night Glider, and Party Favor were all down there. We're all down there telling the main six, like, they wish they have their cutie marks back. They could not believe that the main six is here. The main six that saves Equestria. They were so excited. They want their personalities back, and they wanted their personalities back, and they were so thrilled. So the main six wanted to know what's going on, why their equals are all the same, why they don't have their Q marks back. So they explained to them that Starlight Glimmer had took them to the cave and used the stick thing, I forgot it was, and she used it to remove their Q marks and put them in the vault at the cave, for that, just so she could replace them with those equal signs. So what Twilight was like, no pony can take away your cutie marks. Our unique cutie marks tells your unique cutie marks tells you what you really are and what you really do. And what you like doing. So then the four, or one of the three of the four, tell them to they told them that they go up there and visit and look at their key marks in the vault, and look at I'm pretending there's a vault here, and looking at the key marks that had us doing something that has nothing to do with friendship. And they think that what they have before, like what the equal signs, is the true friendship. Starlight Glimmer lied to them by teaching them that's the true friendship. And she's ignoring the real friendship, which I'm not going to explain to you why, because that's not relevant. So Twilight decided to ask them if they could go on the field trip. But off camera, they were asking them not to tell Starlight what, they gotta tell them not... Sorry, I gotta pause. Alright, I'm back. I had to look up what I forgot about what happened in the episode. So, off camera, they were asking them not to tell Starlight Glimmer on who told them about the vault. So this was a trick all along when they got to the cave, and because she then uses it to take their cutie marks away, and then which leads to part 2, where they're in a little house with all these speakers around, telling them the rule, just so they could. All these speakers out there from Starlight Glimmer she's using them all night as punishment, just to tell them the rules of their friendship, just so they can follow them, and just so they can become friends with them. But it was also just so Starlight Glimmer could pull off that plan to overthrow the main six. Because, all these villains through the past seasons of Friendship is Magic, or all 5 generations of My Little Pony, they want power. They want to use magic for power, not for friendship. So getting back to what I was talking about, they're in there all night, and the reason why, and what, Twilight didn't even think of this idea until the next morning. But while they were in there, they try to find a way to get out. But every time they say something, that has nothing to do with friendship. I mean, every time they say something that has nothing to do with their friendship, the equal sign friendship, their equal signs start glowing. They start glowing dark, making them making them lack that emotion. Like for example, Pinkie Pie was saying something like, yeah, we must, yeah, parties are awesome. And then when it glows, she then starts saying, I guess. It's like that. They're lacking that emotion. And not only that, they also it would also make them entirely say the thing that what their friendship is about, the equal thing. So while that's going on, they had to all of them. It was just bad. They all had to look. Pinkie Pie was, or whoever was looking at these books that were having these equal signs, and I just feel bad for these ponies, including the Equal Four. So what they did, Twilight had this idea to have Fluttershy go out there just to get their cutie marks back, and find out what's going on. And the reason why only Fluttershy is because she's the only one who actually thought that they were nice, thought that everything they're doing is okay. And this is going to make them think that all this behavior Fluttershy was doing earlier, it's making them really trust Fluttershy to become friends with them, because that's the plan. The plan is becoming friends with them, just so she could rescue the cutie marks. Starlight Glimmer and everyone else arrived, and then the Young Six got out, and Fluttershy was pretending to. She was pretending. Sorry, let me pause. She was pretending to act like they're on their side to become friends with them, so that way she could take the cutie marks. But there's one thing that there's this word called clever. You cannot really, entirely, or barely go past through Starlight Glimmer's cleverness. She knows what they're up to. She was like, "Are you sure that you're not doing this because your friends are telling you to do this?" And Fluttershy is like, "Oh no." And then while that was going on, Party Favor was lying. He was making a lie saying that it was him, and he was telling he was doing this plan. He was telling them that he was pretending to do this plan just so he could. He was pretending to do this because he was telling them a lie that he wanted his cutie mark back. He wanted to have his personality back. So due to this, he got punished by getting sent into that house. And he was like, and then that's when he panicked. Now that everyone, including their friend Fluttershy, is accepting their way. Well, Fluttershy is not accepting their way, but that's what happened. Twilight had this idea that maybe he can get them to to get them like answers, try to get the cutie marks out of the vault, like try to find out like what's really going on. And while that's going on, we have Fluttershy over there getting put into the house where like she has her own home. So her plan is to get the cutie marks back. So she is keeping undercover, like that night she goes out, escapes out of the chimney and tries to sneak. But it was difficult for her because she notices that Double Diamond has this box with their six cutie marks in it, the main 6 cutie marks, and he was giving them to Starlight Glimmer, and he was asking if Fluttershy's on our side. Then, like, I don't know why that you had to do this. Like, I don't know why you had to keep them in here instead of in the vault if we trust Fluttershy. And why? And like he was asking why she had to keep them in the house and not in the vault. And she's like the main 6 and especially the princess is very important and we must keep it very settled. So that's what terrified Double Diamond. And so Fluttershy, after Double Diamond leaves, Fluttershy notices that she has to fly up to the window because she notices that because she heard her being clumsy, knocking something over, and the vase with water had washed away the makeup and revealed that Starlight Glimmer actually has a cutie mark under it, and which Fluttershy has decided to take the water, a pail of water, and splash it on her cutie mark and reveal it, and which made the Equal Four notice, and everyone else noticed that it was a lie all along, that they had taught them something that was not about the true friendship, and she was like torturing them all along, and they didn't even notice about it. And even Twilight and Applejack, Rainbow Dash, all of them refused. The rest of them refused. For the 2 days in a row, they refused to accept their cult, and that's why they had to keep going back in because they're not accepting their rules. So, so with this whole plan of Starlight Glimmer, with this secret being exposed, that's when Starlight Glimmer was running to her house and had to take those cutie marks with her down inside that lever or whatever it is, like in the hole under the bed where she escaped. And while she was doing that, then the Eagle Four and all the other equal ponies went into the cave and Double Diamond, you took the staff, and it was actually so easy. He actually cracked the vault and it shattered, and all their cutie marks were back. They got their cutie marks back, and since Applejack and the other main 6 couldn't go in, couldn't break into the door because they had because their equal signs are making them not be strong enough to break in. So, with the help of the Equal Four and all the other friends, all the other of their friends, equal friends, tried to break in and then try to go in and try to chase after Starlight Glimmer. Since they broke in, they went into the hole and they realized that Starlight Glimmer is not in the basement. They realized that she left. So, what happened next is that Party Favor was using his balloons, because now that he has his cutie mark, he's making these balloons into binoculars, and he notices that Starlight Glimmer is going into the cave, and if they don't stop her before she goes into the cave, then they'll lose those main 6 cutie marks forever. So it was up to the main 4 instead of the main 6 to save, to get their cutie marks back. So to get the main six cutie marks back. So I like what they did here. I like what that Sugar Belle was using her magic to create a snow pie, just to get those jars out of the cart. But before they fell, Starlight Glimmer had to use her magic to save the jars. And she had to carry them with her magic while running down. And so she destroys the bridge so that way they don't get across. That way the four don't get across. But Party Favor had built a bridge, and Night Glider. I like Night Glider. She's very helpful. She takes the bridge over to the other side, like so that way they can get across. And what I like about Night Glider is that another thing is that when Double Diamond notices about the ski, he has her riding up on there so that way she can pick him up and try to take a slight shed some snow to stop Starlight Glimmer. So, which caused those jars to shatter, and the main six got their cutie marks back. So they tried to stop her. But she tried to use her magic, but Twilight protected them. So, Starlight Glimmer was being wrong by saying that their friendship was better than the main six, and then Double Diamond is saying, why do you think that it is bad for the old friendship when you never even given us a chance to use it, something like that? And then she uses her magic to escape. And she went across she went into the tunnel and she got away. But they got taken care of her redeeming and knowing about why she was doing about this later. And she apologized to the main four for what she did. But what I find sad is that before I get to that, Twilight, the main four, that the four realized that it was the main six that taught them about friendship, about true friendship and helping friends, and when they came to the village, they thought that they had to earn it. But the truth is, they had it in front of them all along. So, what I find sad is that they were the rest of most of the four were just there, either in a village or somewhere else, and Sugar Belle only got an appearance, only got to focus on being a love interest to Applejack, and then not all of them were there at the battle. And Sugar Belle was only another focus about her being at part of a wedding. She had a role in the wedding, marrying Applejack, while her friends were just there. And they didn't really get any attention other than just those two episodes. But now that there you have it. That's about the main four. What I like about the fans is that they're getting the Night Glider, Party Favor, and Double Diamond more attention. And fuck you, Sugar Belle. Nobody cares about you. So there you have it. That's a review of that. And stay tuned for more reviews into the future. And bye.